Good morning, students. Today we are going to study about the chapter 9 time and motion. We have already revised some of the topics. Now we are going to continue this topic with the topic simple pendulum. Okay, so for that, come to the page number 103. We will start by simple pendulum topic. A simple pendulum is a small heavy metallic ball known as the bob which hung from a fixed support by a thin inextensible string. Okay, just look at this. There are a rigid support and in which there is inextensible string. Inextensible means the string which cannot be extended. Yes, and at the end what was there? A bob. This is metallic. This is a metallic ball. So this is known as simple pendulum. Now coming back to this topic, some important terms which are being used in a simple pendulum, we are going to study about it. Number first is O. What is that? O. Are you able to see that? This is known as point of suspension. This is known as point of suspension. It is a fixed point. What type of point it is? It is a fixed point from which a pendulum is suspended. Second is this L. What is this? This is the L. L means length. Okay, what is the meaning of L? This is length. It is the distance between the point of suspension and the center of the bob. Are you able to see the center of this bob? So what is L? L is the distance between the point of suspension, that is between O and the center of the bob. Okay, coming next, that is A. What is A? A is a mean position. What is A? It is a mean position. It is the position where the bob rests. You can say that. Okay. It is the position where the bob rests. This position is known as mean position. This is important example. Yes. Now, next topics were extreme points C and D. For that, this must be swing. This bob should swing. O, we have already studied point of suspension. L is the length. Now coming C and B. Are you able to see the position C and B? What are they? They are the extreme positions. What are they? C and B are the extreme position. The position of the bob at the maximum distance. They are at the maximum distance from the mean position on either side. Either on the right hand side or on the left hand side. You can say on either side. Okay, next is amplitude. What is next? Amplitude. Now amplitude is the distance between the extreme and the mean position, or this is the maximum displacement of the bob from the mean on either side. So it is the maximum distance from mean to the extreme point. What is that? That is amplitude. What is that? Amplitude. So what is amplitude? AC and AB. Look at this. AC and AB are the amplitude. So amplitude are the distance between the extreme and the mean position. Next is your oscillation. What is oscillation? This is a one complete cycle, or you can say one complete to and fro motion of the bob is its one complete oscillation. Okay, so what is oscillation? The motion from the mean position to the extreme position and then back to the mean position is one complete oscillation. Next is the time period. It is the time taken by the pendulum to complete one oscillation. One to and fro motion. For that, the time taken by the pendulum is time period. Since the period is very small, time for 20. Since it is very small, so for what we are going to check? We are going to check the time for 20 oscillation. Okay. So time for the 20 oscillation is normally measured and then the time period is calculated. Now time period of a pendulum at any place is constant. Time period of a pendulum at any place, you are going to check the time period, it will be constant for a pendulum. It does not depends on the amplitude of the oscillation. Amplitude is the distance between extreme and mean position, so it doesn't depend on it. It depends only on the length of pendulum. Time periods only depends on the length of pendulum. Okay. Now calculation of a time period. We are going to check for 20 oscillations. So let for 20 oscillation it take t seconds. For 20 oscillation it takes t seconds. Now for one oscillation, for each we are going to divide it. So for one oscillation it will take t upon 20 seconds. Therefore, what is the time period? We have already studied the time period. It is the time taken by the pendulum to complete one oscillation. So for one oscillation is the time period. So the time period capital T is equals to T upon 20 second. What is the SI unit of time? That is second. Okay, so SI unit of time is second. Coming to this, we have already just studied that time period of a pendulum depends on the length. Time period of a pendulum depends on the length of this pendulum. Yes. So in this A part, time period of a pendulum increases with the increase in the length in pendulum. Coming to the next is the range of intervals. In the range of time interval, we have different units of time which are used to measure different time intervals. So different units for different time interval. Okay. Now, like the same clock or the watch cannot be used to measure various intervals of time. Perhaps not all the watches can calculate all the measure of time. For example, stopwatch. Yes, you cannot do the same with a stopwatch. What you cannot do, you cannot read the time. You are not able to read the time on the stopwatch. For what then stopwatch is used? The stopwatch is used to measure the time taken during a sports events or in the laboratories. Clocks come in many different forms, from winding clock, that the advanced from the simple pendulum clock, okay, to the quartz watches and to the atomic clocks. You already know the pendulum clocks work on the principle of simple pendulum. Yes, pendulum clocks work on the principle of simple pendulum and can tell the time quite accurately. Quartz watches are said to be more accurate than the wind up watches, which use the power stored in springs. Atomic clocks, where are they used? Atomic clocks are used in satellites. Now, next topic is the motion. What is the next topic? Motion. I have already told you when an object is said to be in motion, if it changes its position, if an object changes its position with respect to time and its surrounding. If any object is not changing its position, then that object is said to be at rest. But if it is moving from one position to the another, changing its position with respect to the time, then it is said to be in motion. So, a body is said to be at rest. When it is said to be at rest, if it does not change its position with respect to the surrounding with the passage of time, and a body is said to be in motion if it changes its position or the direction with respect to its surrounding over the period of time. So do you get what is rest, what is motion, when an object is said to be at rest and when an object is said to be in motion? Yes. Now, coming to the next topic, that is which object is slow or which object is fast. This is, I think, very easy topic. Yes. The body which take less time, the body or the object which take less time to travel, that will be faster, and the body which takes more time to travel, that object or that body is slower. Okay. Coming to the next, that is speed. So what is speed? Speed of a body, you can say it is the distance covered by the body in unit time. So what is the speed? How much distance you travel in per unit time, or in 1 second how much distance you have covered, in 1 minute how much distance you have covered, and in 1 hour. So per unit. In which time we have to calculate the distance? Per unit time. Okay, so per time you have to take the distance. Whatever the distance you covered in unit time, that will be the speed. Speed of a body or the object is the distance covered by the body in unit time. Formula is speed is equals to distance traveled upon time taken. What is the SI unit of speed? For that, we should check what is the SI unit of distance. It is meter. What is the SI unit of time? That is second. So, what is the SI unit of speed? Meter per second. Okay. For the speed, the formula is distance upon time. For the SI unit of speed, we will check the SI unit of distance, that is meter. SI unit of time, that is second. So the SI unit of speed is meter per second. Okay. In a vehicle, speed is measured by speedometer. Which instrument? By speedometer. And by which instrument we can measure the distance? That is odometer. What is that? Odometer. The standard, now coming back to the SI unit, the unit of speed, since the standard unit of length is meter and that the time is second. So the standard unit of speed is meter per second. Already have explained to you how it is meter per second. Yes. However, when we consider the speed of a vehicle, we generally use kilometer per hour. Okay. So I hope you have understood this chapter.